This seed will determine the fortune of your family tree for generations, and it's hidden deep in the soil. It has the potential to grow into something incredible, but right now it's struggling. You probably feel the same way, stuck, overwhelmed by credit card debt, sky-high bills, and the feeling that you're barely scraping by while others seem to thrive. You're not alone. Over 60% of Americans are just like you, living paycheck to paycheck, wondering how they'll make it through the month. It's not just about tightening belts. It's about knowing that a broken down car or a medical bill could wipe out your savings in an instant. For many, that savings cushion is thin. Around 72% have less than $5,000 in the bank, and most couldn't even cover a surprise $400 bill without going into debt. It feels like walking on a tightrope, hoping nothing knocks you off balance. Let this $1 bill represent everything you've saved up in your life, while someone else has a forest of money. You hear stories of billionaires like Jeff Bezos and see their endless piles of cash. To put it in perspective, Jeff Bezos earns about $8,961 every single second. In just 1 second, he makes more than many people do in an entire year. It's like working for 365 days, and in a blink, he's earned that same amount. But what if you could change this? Even if it feels small right now, you can start planting your own seeds of wealth. Imagine putting away just $5 a day or $50 a month. It might not seem like much, but those small seeds can grow into something amazing over time. You don't need to be rich to start. You just need to start small and keep going. I know, you've heard it before, and it feels like just another promise. And yes, it will take time, patience, and sacrifice. But if you're ready to fight for your future, you'll see that even a tiny seed can become a mighty tree. Are you ready to begin? We're going to rewrite that script. The outdated path to wealth that society has told you to follow is a broken one. Get a job, work 40 hours a week, put your money in savings, and hope to retire at 65. That worked in the 20th century, but today, it's like trying to win a Formula One race with a horse cart. If you're trading time for money, your income will always have a ceiling because there's only so much time in a day. The wealthy know something different. They make their money work for them. Take, for example, Warren Buffett. He didn't start out wealthy. He began with small investments and learned to make his money work for him over time. By understanding the power of compound interest and consistently investing, he turned small amounts into a fortune. The good news is, you don't need a big inheritance or a lucky break to start building wealth. You just need to change your perspective. Understand that the money rules you know aren't facts. They're guidelines that can be rewritten. Millions of people feel like they're running on a treadmill. They work hard, really hard. They're doing all the things they've been told to do, working multiple jobs, paying off debt, cutting expenses. But despite all this effort, they're not moving forward. The cost of living rises, rent increases, groceries cost more every year, and yet their income barely changes. The dream we were sold, get a job, work hard, retire comfortably, it's a dream that's now broken. And I get it. It's frustrating to work so hard and still feel like financial security is out of reach. You watch others seemingly soar while you struggle to keep your head above water. But you're not alone. The system isn't designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you comfortable enough that you keep showing up to work, but dependent enough that you never truly break free. This is the treadmill trap, running endlessly but never arriving anywhere. Consider the story of Chris Gardner, whose life was depicted in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. He faced homelessness, poverty, and countless setbacks, but what separated him from others was his refusal to stay on the treadmill. He educated himself, learned about financial markets, and eventually landed a position as a stockbroker. Chris Gardner's story is a prime example of breaking free from society's trap. But what if I told you that you can get off this treadmill? That financial freedom is not reserved for the privileged. It starts with understanding that wealth isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about providing value and solving problems. There's no magical formula, no shortcut, and no luck required. But there is a path, and it's not easy. It requires unlearning what you know and embracing new challenges. If you're willing to go on this journey, let's start taking the steps together. You wake up one morning and feel a huge weight lifted from your shoulders. No more stress about paying the rent or the next electricity bill. Why? Because you've saved enough to handle these things without worry. You finally feel safe. You're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. There's a cushion there, like a safety net, ready to catch you if things go wrong. And this isn't a far-off dream. It's something that many people have already done. Did you know that over 50% of people who started saving just $5 a day were able to build emergency funds that saved them from unexpected expenses like car repairs or medical bills? Imagine being one of them. How would it feel about telling your kids, yes, we can go on that vacation you always wanted, because now you have the savings to do it? You're not just surviving, you're living. The joy on their faces when you tell them you're going to Disney World, that's priceless. And think about how amazing it would feel to know you can help your loved ones, like helping your parents with their bills or buying something special for your spouse without stressing about your bank account. Here's a real story. Emily, a single mom, was drowning in bills, always scared something would go wrong. But she started small, just $2 a day. At first, it seemed like nothing, but it added up. In a year, she had over $700 saved. When her car broke down, she didn't panic. She paid for the repairs without using her credit card or going into debt. That's what these small steps can do. They can give you your life back, one day at a time. Imagine having the power to say, I'm ready for whatever comes my way. That's the power of starting today. It's knowing that slowly but surely, you're building a life where money doesn't control you. You control it. And you're doing it for yourself, for your family, for your future. Imagine not having to choose between buying groceries or paying a bill, or finally being able to say yes when your kids ask for something. That's the kind of life you can have. It's within reach, one small step at a time. Here's the hard truth. Wealth isn't about grinding more hours. It's about solving problems. The world doesn't pay you for your time. It pays you for the value you bring. If all you're doing is trading time for money, you'll always hit a ceiling. Time is limited, and you'll burn out before you break through. The wealthy play a different game. They use a simple formula: money equals value times scale. They don't just sell 1 hour for one paycheck. They create something valuable once, and then find ways to scale it to reach thousands, even millions. It's like this: baking pies. Sure, you can sell one pie at a time, but if you figure out how to bake 1,000 pies with the same effort, suddenly you're playing on a whole new level. Think about writing an ebook. You put in the effort once, but you can sell it endlessly. No extra time, but more and more returns. That's how you shift from just making a living to building real wealth. Look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk didn't follow the rules. He rewrote them. When others saw space travel as government only, he asked, why not us? With SpaceX, he cut costs by making rockets reusable, turning what was once a billion-dollar endeavor into something sustainable. Tesla wasn't just about electric cars. It was about proving that sustainability could be exciting and mainstream. Musk faced failures, but he pushed through with his own money, betting on big ideas. He didn't chase money. He solved massive problems. What impossible challenge could you tackle? That's where your real potential lies. He didn't build Tesla and SpaceX by clocking in hours. He tackled big problems and created scalable solutions. He saw what the world needed and built answers that could reach millions. You can't work your way to wealth by just working harder. You have to think bigger. Focus on creating something that people need and find a way to reach more people with it. That's the shift you need to make. Step 1. Mindset shift. Stop holding yourself back. Most of us are trapped by beliefs like money is evil or wealth isn't for people like me. Wrong. Money is just a tool, neutral and powerful, and it can be used to build the life you want. Change starts with a decision. Believe you deserve wealth and that your situation can change. J.K. Rowling went from a single mother on welfare to a billionaire because she refused to accept no. What beliefs are holding you back? Challenge them. Step 2. Learn how money works for free. You don't need a fancy degree. The internet is your classroom. Podcasts, YouTube, books, they're packed with lessons on investing, cash flow, and assets. Tony Robbins started poor, but he self-educated, learning from mentors and taking control of his finances. What's stopping you from starting today? Step 3. Start small. Don't wait for the perfect moment. You don't need thousands to start. Look around. What can you solve right now? Help a local business, freelance your skills, or turn a hobby into income. Love gaming? Stream it. Enjoy cooking? Share recipes online. Remember, Sarah Blakely started with $5,000 and an idea, turning it into a billion-dollar brand. Start now. You can also find your niche by focusing on what people want or need. Explore forums, social media, or other spaces where people gather and talk about their challenges and desires. I created a quick guide on how to choose a niche and a list of 100+ evergreen niches that you can dominate right now. Don't worry, it's free. Now let's move on to the next step. Step 4. Cut expenses. Save more. Yes, it matters. You can't build wealth if you're drowning in unnecessary expenses. Cut back now. Downgrade, simplify, save aggressively. It's what Ingvar Kamprad did, and he built IKEA into a global empire. It's not glamorous, but it's how you get ahead. Step 5. Build your safety net. Life happens. Before chasing high returns, build an emergency fund. It's your buffer against life's surprises, keeping you from sliding back into debt. Dave Ramsey's advice is simple but life-changing. Save for the unexpected and take control of your future. Step 6. Diversify. Your 9-to-5 won't save you. Don't rely on a single paycheck. Find side hustles that add to your income. Start small online businesses or invest in simple ways like index funds. Grant Cardone went from one income source to multiple streams, building real financial freedom. What can you start today? Step 7. Invest in yourself. You are the asset. Skills, knowledge, and problem solving are your biggest assets. Make yourself irreplaceable. Oprah started with almost nothing but invested in her growth, becoming one of the world's most successful media figures. You have that same power. Step 8. Find and solve real problems. You don't need a revolutionary idea. Just find a problem people care about. People spend money on their passions, whether it's fishing, painting, or fitness. Create solutions for these needs, and they'll pay for them. Pat Flynn didn't invent a new industry. He helped people pass a test, and now he's built a thriving business. What problem can you solve today? Step 9. Think big. Scale your efforts. The wealthy don't trade time for money. They create products or services that scale. Write an ebook, create online courses, build digital content. Tim Ferriss wrote The 4-Hour Workweek once, and it keeps paying him back. You can do the same. Create once, sell many times. Building wealth isn't a fairy tale. It's raw, messy, and often brutal. You'll face self-doubt, failure, and fear. You'll have nights where you can't sleep, wondering if it's worth it. You'll deal with unexpected expenses and people who don't get what you're doing. But the only difference between those who make it and those who don't, they keep going. They fall, get back up, and learn from the pain. They don't see failure as the end. They see it as the path forward. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Keep saving, even when the temptations are right in your face. The more money you have, the more you'll feel the pull to spend it on flashy things. That $100,000 could vanish overnight on a new car at a fancy dealership. Trust me, once you see 6 figures in your account, everything starts to feel like it's on sale. But here's the real difference. See that $100,000 not as a new truck, but as 100,000 little workers earning you money while you sleep, growing through compound interest year after year. That's how you build real wealth. Stay focused and let your money work for you, not the other way around. Think about Dave Ramsey. He wasn't always the finance guru he is today. In his 20s, he made a fortune in real estate and then lost it all. He went bankrupt, hit rock bottom, and had to start over. But he didn't quit. He studied what went wrong, got back on his feet, and built his way back up. Now, he's helped millions of people dig themselves out of debt and build a life of financial freedom. That's the reality of the journey. Fail, adapt, push forward. Money isn't just paper, it's freedom. It means choosing how you spend your time, providing for your family, making a difference, and leaving a legacy. It's about breaking free from the chains that keep you stuck. If it were easy, everyone would have it, but it's not. You'll face real obstacles, money problems, unsupportive people, not knowing where to start. But ask yourself, what's the alternative? Trading time for money until you're too old to enjoy life? You can either face the discomfort now or regret it later when it's too late. Look at Sylvester Stallone. He was broke, desperate, and even sold his dog just to get by. But he refused to quit. He believed in his Rocky script, fought to play the lead, and after tons of rejection, he finally broke through. And when he did, it changed everything. The struggle is real, but so is the payoff if you keep fighting. Building wealth means choosing growth over comfort. It's about betting on yourself when no one else will. Yes, it's hard, but it's temporary. The skills you gain, the freedom you achieve, those are yours forever. And when you get there, you'll never want to look back. Don't wait, start right now. Look around, find a problem, and solve it, even if it's small. The act of solving problems is what changes your life, not some big, flashy plan. Need a push? Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or The Millionaire Fastlane. Fill your world with things that drive you forward. Look at Gary Vaynerchuk. He started small, helping his family's wine business grow online. It wasn't glamorous, but he hustled, adapted, and kept at it. Eventually, he built a digital empire. He didn't chase money, he chased solutions. And guess what? The money followed. Remember this, money follows value. Solve problems and you'll see your bank account grow. It's not magic, it's a formula that works. Start small, stay consistent, and watch where it takes you. To build wealth from nothing, start with the most crucial piece, your mindset. Learn, adapt, and focus on saving like your life depends on it. Invest smart and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Build multiple income streams. Find problems that need solutions and scale those solutions. It's not rocket science, but it takes grit, patience, and a willingness to push through the tough days. The journey's not easy, but the rewards are worth it. Thanks for being part of this. I hope you got something valuable out of it. Wealth isn't just for a lucky few. It's there for anyone willing to put in the work. If this resonated with you, hit like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps me keep making content that can make a difference. Let's get to work. Head up, focus on the goal. Let's turn those pennies into prosperity and build a life of true freedom.